Imina 36, the legislature in Guahan is back in session. Welcome back, colleagues, and a special welcome back to our Vice Speaker. When we left off, we were under motions, and if I could ask the Vice Speaker.
At this time, I will allow Speaker Therese Terloye. I'll give you the opportunity to speak at this time.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I move to reconsider placement of Bill Number 112-36 as substituted and further amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture onto the session agenda. It is an act to amend Chapter 10 of Division 1, Title 10, Guam Code Annotated, to add a new 42A 101 I-20 to Chapter 42A of Division 3, Title 7, Guam Code Annotated, to amend 42A 101J of Chapter 42A, Division 3, Title 7, Guam Code Annotated, relative to medical malpractice in the territory of Guam. This bill was originally sponsored by Therese M. Terlahi, Telo Taitagui, Joanne Brown, Tina Rose Munya Barnes, Joe S. San Augustine, V. Anthony Atta, Talina Cruz Nelson, Christopher M. Duenas, Clinton E. Rigel, Amanda L. Shelton, Jose Pito Terlahi, Sabina Flores Perez. The Vice Speaker has asked that her name be removed as co-sponsor, and that has been acknowledged. The bill was listed in the potential items list during the core meeting on November 22nd and thus included in all the public notices for session. The committee report was submitted on December 7 and was cleared on December 14 by the Committee on Rules. A copy of the report pending approval was also posted at senatorterlahi.com since December 9, 2022. There were 3 informational briefings last term on medical malpractice. This bill was introduced this term. There was 1 informational briefing and 2 public hearings where we took into account all of the testimony, substituted the bill, and had an additional round of roundtable public hearings. And then the bill was further amended by the committee. So doctors on Guam are protected from malpractice suits for harm and negligence by a law requiring a very expensive arbitration before trial. Amended and substituted Bill 112 addresses several concerns expressed by the medical community and that of patients and their families who remain unable to access the current process mandated by law because of cost barriers. The bill addresses the exorbitant and prohibitive costs of the current mandatory arbitration process. In one case, Chief Judge Maglonia stated, "It would be manifestly unfair to enforce the statutory requirement against a person financially incapable of arbitrating. Doing so would have the absurd result of prohibiting the poor from recovering on a claim they might otherwise be entitled to. It would likewise shield the healthcare industry from ever owing liability to the underprivileged." Over the past 2 legislative terms, the Committee on Health has methodically conducted extensive research, examining different medical malpractice laws across the nation, has held numerous public hearings, meetings with medical professionals, families, to hear their concerns and recommendations to formulate an alternative model that is affordable and accessible, and that considers the unique healthcare system and challenges on Guam. So this is the list of what the bill does. The bill does not redefine malpractice or remove the protection for doctors of a pre-trial screening process. Arbitration is still an option. The same expensive arbitration or any other less expensive arbitration panel or arbitration company would be able to be used under this bill. This is consistent with some of the doctors' requests. Mediation is now an option, also part of the requests that were made during the public hearing. If they can't agree on either of those, there will be a pre-trial screening by a judge, and this is to protect doctors by weeding out frivolous claims. These pre-trial screening options are all confidential under this bill. This is a concern raised by FHP and other doctors as well. Before bringing any claim, patients must give 90 days notice so that there can be preliminary discussion in an attempt to resolve the matter. Sympathies can be expressed. This 90-day notice is at the request of doctors and intended to prevent trial. Sanctions against the plaintiff and counsel if the pre-screening judge or the trial judge finds the claim to be frivolous. Specific language that pretrial screening determination is preliminary and not reportable to the National Practitioner Databank. All of this pre-screening deters trial. And another deterrent is if you go to trial and your award is not increased by 40%, then the other party will be entitled to the costs of the trial. This discourages appeals from any of the pretrial screening options. Negligence or malpractice will be judged against the prevailing standard of care by a reasonable physician in this community at the time of the alleged malpractice. That is the standard of care on Guam today, and it will be the standard of care on Guam if this bill is passed. We are not affecting that. However, we are adding onto it additional protections recommended by former Senator Klitsky to account for when specialists are not available. In other words, if you do work that normally a specialist would do, but on Guam those are not available, you are going to be protected. There were some speculations as to the impacts of the bill that I'd like to address. There was a speculation on the recruitment of doctors, that this bill would negatively impact the recruitment of doctors. Recruitment of health professionals, particularly in specialized areas of care, has been an ongoing challenge in our community and many, many other communities across the nation. Shortages exist in varying health fields and is a nationwide challenge. The Guam Memorial Hospital has liability caps for damages for inflicted through harm, any kind of harm. They were recently given $5 million in our budget to hire more specialists. They have also been given, in previous laws, for many years, almost blanket authority to hire specialists. But even with all of these favorable conditions and our existing law on top of that, they have been unable or severely challenged to hire many specialists to date. So the argument that this bill affects that, I think, is speculation at best, because the challenges exist right now and they exist across the nation. And this bill actually puts in additional protections for doctors. There's also the judicial testimony. They said they would need additional resources to train their judges in order to do this type of work. The amended bill authorizes the judiciary to enact rules and procedures implementing the provisions of the bill. In the fiscal year 2023 Budget Act, the judiciary was appropriated an additional $400,000, but since 2021, when they first testified on this bill, the judiciary has received an additional $4 million above the 2021 levels. Further, right now, under the current process, judges determine malpractice. Juries determine malpractice. So our bill allows a pre-screening judge to determine whether the case is frivolous and whether on that preliminary look there looks like there is malpractice. And I believe this is consistent with what jurists do across the nation. In every case, very, very complex cases, even more complex than malpractice. There's also some talk from physicians, but no concrete put on the table or proposed by any other senator for a trust fund or some big bag of money to be placed on the table by physicians to fund arbitration for those who cannot afford it. But there was no true consensus on this, as I think evidenced by no proposal being introduced. The doctors themselves were not agreed as to who would be eligible to tap into that fund. Was the amount that they proposed even near sufficient for what the costs of arbitration actually are? One proposal I looked at was not. And then there is the element that good doctors would all be required to pay into this pot to cover the malpractice of just a few other doctors. The bill had 2 public hearings and 2 roundtable public hearings and was substituted and further amended to address many concerns. The bottom line is that if this bill does not get passed, patients who have been harmed by negligence, will remain unable to access justice. Patients and their families have been waiting and relying on us, the legislature, to resolve this conflict in this law. The legislature is their last recourse. They have gone to the courts, and even the courts say the legislature is your recourse. I respectfully ask my colleagues to remember why we are here as lawmakers in these positions, to please support this effort to reform this law now, to achieve what it was intended to do in the first place, and not delay justice for those who have been harmed. When the law was first passed, according to the late Dr. Chris Perez in his testimony in support of this current law, to, quote, benefit Guam by offering a modality to resolve medical malpractice claims more efficiently, with less expense, with less emotional trauma, in a more timely manner and with equity, thus protecting all parties concerned. The current law does not meet these expectations anymore, and that's why I'm asking my colleagues for their support to help me to put this on the agenda and to help to pass this bill now, after we've done all the extensive listening, incorporating suggestions, and trying to bring justice for all the people of Guam. Madam Chair, Madam Speaker.
Buen Pobetsu, Speaker Therese Terlai, on the motion to reconsider Are there any objections, or does anyone wish to speak on that? This is debatable, and I will open the floor to that. Are there any objections, or is there anyone wishing to speak? There has been an objection. All those in favor of them, I do apologize, Madam Speaker. Yes, you are allowed, based on the standing rules, to do a closing. Also, you may proceed.
I'll be very brief, and I thank you to my colleagues for their patience. I just want, in case we don't get enough votes, to thank my colleagues who attended the hearings, who listened to the patients who came in with their very, very painful stories. And their intention, in many cases, they could not help their own cases, but to help future, those who are harmed in the future. And there's been quite a bit of backlash, I would say resistance to change, insistence on the status quo, despite having been brought to our attention that this is a huge inequity for those of lower income on Guam and even middle income on Guam. That they are being denied justice. In our efforts to protect doctors, they are totally being denied justice. As opposed to, we have an opportunity here through Bill 112 to bring in an alternative mechanism where they still have the current options plus additional ones. I'm really want to extend my admiration again to all of the medical professionals who testified and explained what they go through every day on Guam, and I've tried to listen and incorporate many of their concerns. Some of those are for a totally different bill, totally outside of the scope of this. This is to correct the cost of the mandatory arbitration. And especially I wanted to express my admiration for those patients who came in. And it was very hard for me. They were rightfully crying. And it's hard for us. We're trying to do the right thing. We have to be the voice of those who are very intimidated at this point to speak. There's been threats of canceling their care. There have been actual cancellations of care. Those things are real, but I think they should not deter us in our efforts to bring some timely justice to this system. With that, I want to thank my colleagues for their consideration again. Sizus Masi, Madam Speaker.
Buen provecho, Madam Speaker Terlahi. On the motion, there has been a motion to reconsider. There has been objection. All those are in support of Speaker Therese Terlahi's motion to reconsider Bill 112-36 COR. Please signify by raising your hand. 2, 3, 4, 5. Motion fails. I do apologize. Colleagues, we are now on legislative concurrence. Senator Paris.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to place in the voting file from the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture the nomination of Attorney John C. Terlahi to serve as a judge, Superior Court of Guam, with the recommendation to do confirm.
On the motion. Do you have a point of information?
Madam Speaker, yeah, I
Yes,
would just
please
like
proceed.
to
I'll go ahead and allow
move
it.
to recuse myself, and I'd like to state my reason, and that is because I am of close familial relation to the nominee, and I'd like to ask the body to allow me to recuse myself from this voting and not to count me as part of it.
Thank you very much, Speaker. On that motion, I will allow it. The motion by Speaker Therese Terlahi to recuse herself from this vote on the nomination of Attorney John Terlahi to the judiciary. Are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Yeah, so Senator Perez, to move it down. You are recognized, to move it down?
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to place in the voting file from the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture the nomination of Attorney John C. Terlahi to serve as the Judge, Superior Court of Guam, with a recommendation to do confirm.
On that motion, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries.
Having dispensed with all other items on our agenda, we are now on third reading file. The consideration of the daily file, beginning with the third reading file. All right, all the papers have been passed. Again, we are on consideration of the daily file and the third reading file. We will begin with Bill number 306-36 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 306-36 COR, as amended by the Committee on Economic Development, Agriculture, Power and Energy Utilities, and the Arts, introduced by Joe S. San Augustine, Tina Rose Munoz-Barnes, Christopher M. Dueñas, James C. Moylan. An act to amend sections 58104K and 58136 of Article 1 and to add a new Article 3 to Chapter 58 of Title 12, Guam Code Annotated, relative to the issuance of the qualifying certificates to captive insurance companies who wholly underwrite insurance risk outside of Guam.
Roll call.
Senator Atta. Senator Atta, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Dueñas. Senator Dueñas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munoz-Barnes. Vice Speaker Munoz-Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, nay. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Titagui. Senator Titagui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 306-36 COR received 14 ayes and 1 nay. Bill number 306-36 COR is duly passed by this body. Bill number 312-36 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 312-36 COR, as amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, and further amended on the floor. Introduced by Mary Camacho Torres, Tina Rose Munoz-Barnes, Christopher M. Dueñas, Jose Pito Terlahi, Talina Cruz Nelson, James C. Moylan, V. Anthony Atta, Frank Blas Jr., Joe S. San Augustine, Amanda L. Shelton, Sabina Flores Perez, Therese M. Terlahi, Joanne Brown, Teloti Tadagui, Clinton E. Rangel. An act to amend sections 40103 and 40105 of Article 1, Chapter 40, Title 7, Guam Code Annotated, relative to expanding necessary protections for victims of abuse to maintain the safety and basic needs of the victim of the minor child or children in common with the defendant.
Roll call.
Senator Atta. Senator Atta, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Dueñas. Senator Dueñas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munoz-Barnes. Vice Speaker Munoz-Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Titagui. Senator Titagui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi.
Again.
Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 312-36 COR received 15 ayes and 0 nays. Bill number 312-36 is duly passed by this body. Bill number 313-36 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 313-36 COR, as amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, and further amended on the floor. Introduced by Mary Camacho Torres, Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, Christopher M. Dueñas, Jose Pito Terlahi, Talina Cruz Nelson, James C. Moylan, V. Anthony Ada, Frank Blanche Jr., Joe S. San Augustine, Amanda L. Shelton, Sabina Flores Perez, Therese M. Terlahi, Joanne Brown, Telo T. Tadigui, Clinton E. Rangel. An act to add a new Chapter 40A to Title VII, Guam Code Annotated, relative to establishing a protection order for a person who is a victim of non-consensual sexual contact or non-consensual sexual penetration.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Dueñas. Senator Dueñas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munoz Barnes. Vice Speaker Munoz Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tadigui. Senator Tadigui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 313-36 COR received 15 ayes. Bill number 313-36 COR is duly passed by this body. Bill number 314-36 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 314-36 COR, as amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, and further amended on the floor. Introduced by Mary Camacho Torres, Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, Christopher M. Dueñas, Jose Pito Terlahi, Talina Cruz Nelson, James C. Moylan, V. Anthony Ada, Frank Blanche Jr., Joe S. San Augustine, Amanda L. Shelton, Sabina Flores Perez, Therese M. Terlahi, Joanne Brown, Telo T. Tadigui, Clinton E. Rangel. An act to add a new Chapter 40B to Title VII, Guam Code Annotated, relative to establishing a stalking protection order for victims of stalking.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Dueñas. Senator Dueñas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munoz Barnes. Vice Speaker Munoz Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tadigui. Senator Tadigui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 314-36 received 15 ayes and 0 nays. Bill number 314-36 COR is duly passed by this body. Bill number 327-36 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 327-36 COR, as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations, Appropriations, and Housing, and further amended in the Committee of the Whole, introduced by Joe S. San Augustine. An act to add a new Article 13 to Chapter 77 of Division 2, Title 12, Guam Code Annotated, relative to allowing businesses contributing to the design and construction of the Guam National Tennis Federation facilities to be eligible for tax credits.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Dueñas. Senator Dueñas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munoz-Barnes. Vice Speaker Munoz-Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, nay. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Titagui. Senator Titagui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 327-36 COR received 14 ayes and 1 nay. Bill number 327-36 COR is duly passed by the body. Bill number 298-36 LS. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 298-36 LS, as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations, Appropriations, and Housing, and further amended in the Committee of the Whole. Introduced by Talina Cruz Nelson, Jose Pito Terlahi. An act to amend Section 4A and add a new Section 4F of Public Law 34-70 as amended by Section 2 of Public Law 35-44 relative to the financing or refinancing improvements and capital improvements of the Jose D. Leongo Rural Commercial Port and other related facilities and operations of the port through revenue bond proceeds.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munoz-Barnes. Vice Speaker Munoz-Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Titagui. Senator Titagui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 298-36 LS received 15 ayes. Bill number 298-36 LS is duly passed by this body. Bill number 299-36 LS. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 299-36 LS, as amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, and further amended on the floor. Introduced by Mary Camacho Torres, Talina Cruz Nelson, Therese M. Terlahi, Tina Rose Munoz-Barnes, Sabina Flores Perez, Amanda L. Shelton, Jose Pito Terlahi, James C. Moylan, Christopher M. Duenas, V. Anthony Ada, Joe S. San Augustine, Frank Blas Jr., Joanne Brown, Tello T. Titagui, Clinton E. Rangel. An act to add new sections 13301.1 and 13301.2 and amend sections 13320A through F and 13324, all of Article 3, Chapter 13, Title 19, Guam Code annotated, and to add new sections 4303B6 and 7 and 4303D of Article 3, Chapter 4, Title 19, Guam Code annotated, relative to requiring reasonable efforts to preserve and reunify families and establishing circumstances negating requirement for such reasonable efforts, updating disposition hearing requirements, updating the timelines for the permanent placement of children, and terminating the parental rights of a parent who subjects a child to aggravated circumstances.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munoz-Barnes. Vice Speaker Munoz-Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 299-36LS received 15 ayes. Bill number 299-36LS is duly passed by this body. Bill number 334-36COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 334-36COR, as amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, and further amended on the floor. Introduced by Therese M. Terlahi, Taloti Tydegui. An act to add a new Article 3A to Chapter 1, Division 1 of Title 26, Guam Administrative Rules and Regulations, relative to the adoption of rules and regulations for child placement agencies.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 334-36COR received 15 ayes and is duly passed by the body. Bill number 346-36LS. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 346-36LS, as amended on the floor and further amended in the Committee of the Whole. Introduced by Jose Pito Terlahi, Tina Rose Munya Barnes, Joe S. San Augustine, Clinton E. Rangel, Telina Cruz Nelson, James C. Moylan, Frank Blas Jr., V. Anthony Ada, Christopher M. Duenas, Amanda L. Shelton, Mary Camacho Torres, Therese M. Terlahi. An act to amend sections 8502 and 8503 of Article 5, Chapter 8, Title 4, Guam Code Annotated, relative to the Defined Benefit 1.75 Requirement System.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 346-36LS received 15 ayes and is duly passed by this body. Bill number 351-36COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 351-36COR, as amended by the Committee on Economic Development, Agriculture, Power and Energy Utilities, and the Arts, and further amended on the floor. Introduced by Clinton E. Rangel, Joe S. San Augustine, Tina Rose Munya Barnes, Jose Pito Terlahi, Amanda L. Shelton, Sabina Flores Perez. An act to add a new Article 6 to Chapter 8 of Title 12, Guam Code Annotated, relative to creating a virtual power plant program.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Dueñas. Senator Dueñas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Muñoz Barnes. Vice Speaker Muñoz Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Titagui. Senator Titagui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 351-36 COR received 15 ayes. Bill number 351-36 COR is duly passed by this body. Bill number 356-36 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 356-36 COR, as amended by Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, and further amended on the floor. Introduced by Therese M. Terlahi, Telo T. Tadegui, Joanne Brown, Frank Blas Jr. An act to amend sections 12101B, 12101I, 12803A, 12803C 15, 12805A, and A2, 3, 9, and 10, 12805J 3A and B, 12820A 11 and 12, 12903, 12905, 1210102E, 1210103, 1210201A1, 1210201F1, 1210204C, 1210501D, 1210903, 1210904, 1210906, 1222101C and D, and 1210106, to repeal and reenact sections 12101G and P and V, 12802, A1, 3, 7, and 13, 12809, 12819, 12826, 12827, 12901, 12902, 12101B, 12102, and 1222104, to add new sections 12902.1, 12906, and 1210504.1, and to repeal section 12802B3, all of Chapter 12, Title 10, Guam Code Annotated, and to repeal and replace exiting Guam Board of Allied Health Examiners rules and regulations pertaining to the practice of acupuncture, and to approve and adopt comprehensive new rules and regulations for the Guam Board of Allied Health Examiners attached hereto as Exhibit A.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya-Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya-Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 356-36 COR received 15 ayes and is duly passed by this body. Bill number 355-36 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 355-36 COR, as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation, Labor Procurement and Statistics, Research and Planning, introduced by Tina Rose Munya-Barnes. An act to amend Section 5007 of Sub-Article A, Article 1, Chapter 5, Title 5, Guam Code Annotated, relative to amending the exemption to the policy against advance payments to include the Guam Public Library System.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya-Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya-Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi.
Again.
Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 355-36 COR received 15 ayes and is duly passed by this body. Bill number 358-36 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 358-36 COR, as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations, Appropriations, and Housing, and further amended in the Committee of the Whole, introduced by Joe S. San Augustine. An act to authorize the extension of the GACS Tax Relief Act for another 180 calendar days and to appropriate $5,215,823 to the Guam Highway Fund from fiscal year 2022 general fund revenues collected in excess of adopted levels to cover the financial impacts of the GACS Tax Relief Act.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya-Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya-Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 358-36 COR received 15 ayes and is duly passed by this body. Bill number 291-36LS. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 291-36LS, as amended on the floor, introduced by Talina Cruz Nelson, Christopher M. Duenas, Amanda L. Shelton, V. Anthony Ada, Frank Blas Jr. An act to add a new Chapter 91B to Division 4 of Title 10, Guam Code Annotated, relative to abortion, including abortions after detection of an unborn child's heartbeat, and authorizing a private civil right of action.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes, nay. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, nay. Senator Ragel. Senator Ragel, nay. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, nay. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, pass. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, nay. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, nay. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, pass. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, pass, nay.
Bill number 291-36LS received 8 ayes, 7 nays. Bill number 291-36LS is passed by this body. Bill number 361-36COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 361-36COR, as substituted on the floor, introduced by Sabina Flores Perez. An act to add a new Article 8 to Chapter 1 of Title 22, Guam Administrative Rules and Regulations relative to adopting the new source review rule for new modified major resources in sulfur dioxide non-attainment areas to transmit it by the Guam Environmental Protection Agency.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, nay. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Ragel. Senator Ragel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Titlegy. Senator Titlegy, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 361-36 COR received 14 ayes and 1 nay. Bill number 361-36 COR is duly passed by this body. Bill number 360-36 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 360-36 COR, as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation, Labor, Procurement and Statistics, Research and Planning, and further amended on the floor. Introduced by Sabina Flores Perez. An act to add new subsections A8 and A9 to Section 51111 of Article 1, Chapter 51, Division 2, Title 10, Guam Code Annotated, relative to protecting Guam's air, water, land, and the health of its people from the toxic exposure due to open burning and open detonation of hazardous waste.
Roll call.
Senator Atta. Senator Atta, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, nay. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes, pass. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Titlegy. Senator Titlegy, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes, nay.
Bill number 360-36 COR received 13 ayes and 2 nays. Bill number 360-36 COR is duly passed by this body. Bill number 354-36 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 354-36 COR, introduced by Tina Rose Munya Barnes. An act to add a new section 80129 to Chapter 80 of Title 5, Guam Code Annotated, relative to the acquisition of library books, e-books, audiobooks, digital publication, newsletters, software, and any other publications deemed necessary by the Guam Public Library System.
Roll call.
Senator Atta. Senator Atta, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Titlegy. Senator Titlegy, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 354-36 COR received 15 ayes and is duly passed by this body. Bill number 348-36 LS. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 348-36LS, as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations, Appropriations, and Housing, and further amended on the floor. Introduced by Tello T. Tadegui, Frank Blanche Jr., Clinton E. Rogel, V. Anthony Ada, Sabina Flores Perez, Joanne Brown, Joe S. San Augustine. An act to add a new section 58128.7 to Article 1 of Chapter 58, Title 12, Guam Code Annotated, relative to mitigating the housing affordability crisis by authorizing tax incentives for eligible business entities that construct a minimum number of affordable housing units, to creating the Affordable Housing Assistance Fund, and to requiring the deposit of affordable housing business privilege tax payments into the Affordable Housing Assistance Fund.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Muñoz-Barnes. Vice Speaker Muñoz-Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rogel. Senator Rogel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tadegui. Senator Tadegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 348-36LS received 15 ayes and is duly passed by this body. Resolution number 464-36LS. Clerks, please read the title.
Resolution number 464-36LS, as amended on the floor. Introduced by Clinton E. Rogel, Sabina Flores Perez, Tello T. Tadegui. Relative to requesting that the Honorable Deb Haaland, U.S. Secretary of the Interior, honor the U.S. Department of the Interior's responsibilities to Guam by directing the Offices of Insular Affairs and Environment Policy and Compliance to review and assist the potential environment impacts of the U.S. Marine Corps Base Camp Blas Live Fire Training Range Complex at Northwest Field and the Hand Grenade Range at Anderson South on the northern Guam Lands aquifer, and provide guidance to the U.S. Department of the Navy prior to range operations that ensures the protection of Guam's water resources.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Muñoz-Barnes. Vice Speaker Muñoz-Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rogel. Senator Rogel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tadegui. Senator Tadegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Resolution number 464-36LS received 15 ayes and is duly adopted by the body. Bill number 357-36 COR. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 357-36 COR, as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations, Appropriations, and Housing, and further amended in the Committee of the Whole. Introduced by Therese M. Terlahi, Joe S. San Augustine. An act to appropriate $26,381,000 from fiscal year 2022 general fund revenues collected in excess of the adopted levels enumerated in Public Law 36-54, as amended, to the Guam Power Authority for a 5-month extension to the Programen Azuda Patayitautalta Energy Credit Program relative to providing customers with another $500 credited toward their account.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 357-36 COR received 15 ayes and is duly passed by this body. Bill number 332-36 LS. Clerks, please read the title.
Bill number 332-36 LS, as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations, Appropriations, and Housing, further amended in the Committee of the Whole. Introduced by James C. Moylan, Christopher M. Duenas, Frank Blas Jr., B. Anthony Ada. An act to add a new Article 13 to Chapter 77 of Title 12, Guam Code Annotated, relative to authorizing tax credits for the rehabilitation and improvement of the football fields operated by the Guam National Youth Football Federation.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
Bill number 332-36 LS received 15 ayes and is duly passed by this body. We have completed the third reading file, and we are now on the voting file. First item is vetoed bill number 239-36 COR. Notwithstanding the objections of Imagahagan Guahan, shall vetoed bill number 239-36 COR be overridden. Clerks, please read the title.
Vetoed Bill Number 239-36 COR. An act to add a new Section 76206 to Article 2 of Chapter 76, Division 3, Title 11, Guam Code Annotated, and to add a new Section 13510 to Article 5 of Chapter 13, Title 19, Guam Code Annotated, relative to business license requirements for entities engaging in child placement services.
Roll call.
Senator Ada. Senator Ada, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya-Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya-Barnes, nay. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, nay. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, nay. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, nay. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, nay. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, nay. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, nay.
Vetoed Bill number 239-36 COR received 8 ayes and 7 nays and failed override. On the nomination of Arlene P. Berdalia to serve as a member of the Chamorro Land Trust Commission, all in favor, please raise your hand. Arlene P. Berdalia received unanimous support and is duly confirmed by this body. On the nomination of Dr. Doreen Crisostomo Muña to serve as a member of the Guam Economic Development Authority Board of Directors, all in favor, please raise your hand. Dr. Doreen Crisostomo Muña received unanimous support and is duly confirmed by this body. On the nomination of Ernesto V. Espaldon, Jr. to serve as a member of the Guam Economic Development Authority Board of Directors, all in favor, please raise your hand. Ernesto V. Espaldon, Jr. received unanimous support and is duly confirmed by this body. Notwithstanding the objections of Imagahagan Guahan, shall vetoed Bill number 11-36 COR be overridden. Clerks, please read the title.
Vetoed Bill number 11-36 COR, an act to amend section 19405B and C of Article 4, Chapter 19, Title 10, Guam Code Annotated, related to requiring legislative authorization to extend a declaration of a state of public health emergency and to be known as the Restoration of Separations of Powers Act.
Roll call.
Senator Atta. Senator Atta, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya-Barnes. Vice Speaker Munya-Barnes, nay. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, pass. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, nay. Senator Rangel. Senator Rangel, nay. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, nay. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, nay. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, nay. Speaker Terlahi. Speaker Terlahi, aye. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, nay. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye.
Vetoed Bill number 11-36 COR received 8 ayes, 7 nays. Vetoed Bill number 11-36 failed override. On the nomination of Candy C. Okuhama to serve as a member of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board, all in favor, please raise your hand. Candy C. Oklahoma received unanimous support and is duly confirmed by this body. On the nomination of Dr. Robert S. Jack to serve as a member of the Guam Ethics Commission, all in favor, please raise your hand. Dr. Robert S. Jack received unanimous support and is duly confirmed by this body. On the nomination of Gina Y. Ramos to serve as a member of the Guam Community College Board of Trustees, all in favor, please raise your hand. Gina Y. Ramos received unanimous support and is duly confirmed by this body. On the nomination of Doyen A. Morato to serve as a member of the A.B. Wampat International Airport Authority Board of Directors, all in favor, please raise your hand. Doyen A. Morato received unanimous support and is duly confirmed by this body. Vice.
Colleagues, on the nomination of Attorney John C. Terlahi to serve as Judge, Superior Court of Guam, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Senator Atta. Senator Atta, aye. Senator Blas. Senator Blas, aye. Senator Brown. Senator Brown, aye. Senator Duenas. Senator Duenas, aye. Senator Moylan. Senator Moylan, aye. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes.
Hungen.
Vice Speaker Munya Barnes, aye. Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson, aye. Senator Perez. Senator Perez, aye. Senator Rogel. Senator Rogel, aye. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Augustine, aye. Senator Shelton. Senator Shelton, aye. Senator Tydegui. Senator Tydegui, aye. Senator Terlahi. Senator Terlahi, aye. Speaker Terlahi.
Madam Speaker, I'd like to recuse myself from this vote and ask the body's indulgence.
On the motion to excuse Speaker Therese Terlahi from this vote, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries.
Speaker Terlahi excused. Senator Torres. Senator Torres, aye.
On the nomination of Attorney John C. Terlahi to serve as Judge of the Superior Court of Guam, he received 14 ayes and 1 excuse absent. Attorney John C. Terlahi is duly confirmed by this body.
Colleagues, we are now on brief extension of remarks. Senator Camacho Torres, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I bid my farewell today, I stand before all of you on the same ground that my father once stood as a senator of the 8th Guam Legislature 57 years ago. Too often, the difficult decisions we face as lawmakers can distract us from the significance of these hallowed halls. These halls that housed our earliest participants in the government, that witnessed an island rising from the ashes of war, a historic walkout, and the birth of civil rule. Without this institution, there would be no Organic Act, no measure of self-government, and no symbol of democracy. And so, as I prepare to leave the legislature, I depart full of pride. Pride for this place, which not only connects me to my father, who served here many, many years ago, but the halls that stand as a monument to the survival and determination of our proud Chamorro people. It's been said that there is no greater challenge and no greater honor than to be in public service. Having served in office for 8 years in the legislature and in government for 7 years before that, I believe this to be true. But that honor is not found in what we say here. It is measured by what we do here. And I could not have done any of the nearly 40 laws that I authored without the commitment to bipartisanship. Like my father, I've always believed in putting the people before any one party, and in working across the aisle to reach compromise and find common ground. And because of it, I am humbled by what I've been able to accomplish here. Imagine, just years ago, young mothers lived in fear that one day their rapist could take custody of their child. That changed with Public Law 3591. Too many victims on Guam were trapped in abusive homes because they couldn't afford to break their leases until Public Law 35-93 put an end to it. Despite our staggering rate of sexual violence, there were no civil remedies against stalking, no protective orders for survivors of sexual assault, and no legal definition of consent. But this body said no more and established all three. Today, I leave knowing that 90% of Guam's small businesses now pay fewer taxes. Returning citizens get a fair chance to work, and nurses received a raise for the first time in nearly a decade, thanks to our work. I take pride that our laws on voter registration and healthcare licensure and border protection were reformed and brought into the 21st century because of our work. And I am comforted by the fact that we have expanded parental leave and opened more homes for our foster children and created new standards in our Child Protective Act with today's passage of Bill 299. And I thank all my colleagues for being co-sponsors and for passing it unanimously. Madam Speaker, I stand here endlessly grateful for my colleagues and their staff, for my staff members in my office, past and especially present, who have made each of these accomplishments possible. Men and women from both parties who often held different views from my own, who disagreed with me, debated me, and deliberated with me, but who were ultimately guided by the same principled mindset of pursuing public good over personal interests. Sidus Maasi colleagues. I thank our governor, our lieutenant governor, their dedicated policy office and cabinet, who recognize that our oath to this island outweighs our political affiliations. I am indebted to the quiet yet consistent labor of our clerks here at the legislature, our sergeant at arms, and our central offices who make this branch function so we can focus on our work, the work that we were elected to do. So Sidus Maasi to you. And to my pillars of support, my husband, our 3 children, and our 11 grandchildren, who've given me hope of a better future and the courage to help build one for them. And last but not least, I thank the people of Guam who entrusted me to serve them for as long as I have. Every day I've worked to keep that trust, and I hope I've proven worthy of that confidence. While my service plays but a small role in Guam's history, I pray it serves as a powerful reminder of the strength of bipartisanship. The most revered members of this institution, the giants of Guam's government, whose shoulders we stand on, understood the need for compromise, that despite our role as a co-equal branch, a member in our system of checks and balances, our success is determined by our partnership in this hall, regardless of who is in power. They valued it, they cherished it, and it is now on the next body after our term to preserve it, as we have tried. Our colleagues across history faced equally, if not more, demanding choices, and they steered the ship of state through the uncertain waters of self-government. They came together and they rose to the challenge. Surely, gathered in the same sacred ground, we can do it again and continue. On this eve of Christmas and the New Year, I wish that God may be with this legislature, that He may guide her future leaders, and most especially that He will continue to bless our island of Guam. Si Diyos maasi, si Diyos bendisi, and I am so grateful and thankful on this day, especially to end this term with the passage of bills that I think are truly helpful, most especially to our future, our children. Si Diyos maasi, Madam Speaker.
Si Diyos maasi, Senator. Senator Pito Terlahi, you are recognized.
Good afternoon, Madam Speaker and fellow senators. It's been an honor of my life to serve the people of Guam for so many years. I was a young soldier, a father, a husband, and a friend to many, but most importantly, I was able to serve all the residents of Guam, and for that I am very, very thankful. Since my time in the legislature began, I've constantly looked for solutions that could help make Guam a better place. I've been relatively successful in passing legislations, but I've also co-sponsored many bills of significant importance to our island and our culture. I like to highlight two of my greatest accomplishments in the 36th Guam Legislature, and I was able to pass the Healthcare Choice Bill, which so many of our residents asked for. It wasn't an easy bill to pass, but with the support of my colleagues, we were able to do so and allow our people to choose to stay with their insurance carrier. For too many of our residents were forced to choose a single carrier that did not provide the benefits they had been accustomed to receiving. So it was important for a lot of them, especially those that were sickly. The most significant piece of legislation I've ever worked on or been a part of was the arduous journey that I took years from inception of its completion just in the opportunity. Let me just go back, Madam Speaker. Allowing our brothers and sisters from the Public Safety Agency that the opportunity to retire as 55, like their counterparts across the United States, has been my top priority since I came to the legislature, and we finally accomplished. Not only did we accomplish that, we were also able to increase the crew rate of long-time Guam employees that work in the government for over 25 years from 1.75 to 2.75, which allowed them to reach the 85% 85% annuity level 25% faster. That's a big deal. Madam Speaker. And in closing, my dear people of Guam, I thank you all for the honor you bestow upon me to allow me to serve as one of your senators. My family and I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of our hearts. And we look forward to the rest of our lives and pray for the best future for Guam, for all of you, all your children, and all your children's children, Undangkulo na si Diyos Marcia. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Terlahi. Is there anyone else who'd like to be recognized under brief extension of remarks? Vice Speaker Tina Munya Barnes, you are recognized.
Situs Masi, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to speak on this extension of remarks, and say first and foremost, while I've always been an advocate for choosing life, as shared 42 years ago, it's exactly that. Madam Speaker, the right to choose. I made that choice, and I will, in my heart, ensure that every woman has that right to choose. Yes, I am disgusted that we can sit here and tell victims of rape and incest that they don't have the right to choose how they want to deal with their trauma. It astounds me that such an amendment failed. But with that being said, to all of you here today, I want to say thank you for your thoughts and prayers and words of encouragement. It hasn't been easy for my family, especially my husband, Jake, but God is good, and I will continue to put my faith in him. I do want to take the time, Madam Speaker, to recognize some of our colleagues who will be leaving this body. We may have disagreed at times, some more than others, but it has been a privilege to work with all of you. To Senator Mary Torres, my vice chair, my prima, Undangkulo na si Diyos Masi, for being a good team player. Thank you for being that voice of reason. Thank you for ever so graciously trying so hard to fight for our vulnerable population. I can honestly say that I have truly learned a lot from you. And these are lessons that have made me a better person and a better leader. I remember right before the vote for my water claims bill in the 35th Guam Legislature, you had some concerns about it and walked into my office to speak to me. You know, I couldn't have been more frustrated that my friend was going to vote against me. But I couldn't be more appreciative of you being honest and civil by engaging, in that open conversation, and I will truly miss you here with us. But I know I will always be able to count on you for your perspective, your partnership, and your true friendship. Sito Smasi. To Senator Pito, our oldest Saina, Undangkulo na si Diyos Masi, for your service to our country, for the freedoms that we have today, and for serving our people of Guam. Your wisdom, your perspective, and always always, Uncle Pito. Your partnership is something that I will truly appreciate. Mas agradecido por este. To Senator Tony Ada, Uncle Tony. This isn't the first time we've said goodbye to each other on session floor. And you keep coming back, Uncle Tony. You are always someone I enjoy working with. Even if we disagree on a bill, you're always positive. You bring good attitude. And you're never afraid to roll up your sleeve and get to work. I will miss having you with me. But I am hoping that this is not the last time we serve together. I'm really, truly hoping that Auntie Annette will give you her blessing to serve our people once again. To Congressman-elect Jim Moylan. I must admit, you were one of my greatest headaches when I was Speaker. It still amazes me how we went from an adversarial position to becoming close allies. We always joke that we were doing such a great job working together that your minority removed you as their leader, but that didn't affect you. You were here to work for the people of Guam, and I'm glad to have you as a partner. As you move on to your new role in Washington, D.C., I know we will have someone that is present, someone that is willing to do the work, and someone I can continue to partner with. I really do look forward to what we can do together in the coming weeks. To Clint Rigel, Senator Clint, Undunkaluna Sitsuas Masi for giving me this opportunity to be your vice chair. And not just as a good friend, but I know that my twin sister, who would always call you her adopted Puksai son. I want to say, Senator Clint, years ago when I took on the challenge of trying to legalize medicinal cannabis, marijuana, with Senator Aileen Yamashita, we faced a tremendous opposition, and I just want to say thank you for your continuous advocacy, for your relentless effort, which today is starting to reap the results, and knowing that we will truly miss the work that you've done and helping our farmers and being a part of bringing back to the forefront, going back to basics and telling our people how we need to sustain what we have, preserve what we have, but grow what we have, and you've done a great job at that. Last but not least, to my majority leader, Senator Nelson, my vice speaker, my niece. It has been a pleasure working with you, and whether it be in the classroom, in uniform, or here in session floor, I truly believe in my heart that you will continue to be involved in our community as a public service, that which is truly ingrained in your DNA. I'm excited to see what the future holds for you, and as your Auntie Tina, I wish you the very best. To all my colleagues, our familia y legislatura, and our people of Guam, Undunkaluna Sitsuas Masi for your continued faith in me. I still want to serve our people, and there are many changes I still want to enact, and I am not ready. Madam Speaker, I'm not ready to hang it up. I'm not ready to hang up my hat just yet. To my family, to my staff, and I want to say especially to my daughter, Tiffany. I know it hasn't been easy, but I want to say that I appreciate the sacrifice everyone has been making, so your mom and grandma can continue to do what she does best and what I love. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And Tiffany, we may butt heads, but uguay sao. Yasagwao, Jake, thank you for believing in me for this long, 40 plus years. And he who knows me better than anyone knows me, maybe besides my twin sister. This is where I want to be. On that note, colleagues, staff, my dear people of Guam, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. God bless each and every one of you. From the bottom of my heart, undangko na sitsu usmasin, sitsu usun binijisi hamsu toros.
On brief extension of remarks, Senator Taitagua, you are recognized.
Sidus Masi, Madam Speaker, and thank you for the opportunity to offer just brief extension of remarks. I wish to thank you and our colleagues for helping to prioritize several key issues as we were part of this legislature and this agenda, including establishing local war claims programs, providing for a fair and responsible cost of living benefits for our retirees. Also for authorizing tax incentives for developers of elderly housing accommodations, securing funds for village road repairs, demanding greater transparency in the use of local and federal resources, and increasing our affordable housing inventory in the face of inflation and in impeding economic recession. Madam Speaker, although the steps we've taken brought us closer to providing our people with a more efficient and effective government, we still have a long way to go as our families are counting on us to help strengthen Guam's economy post-pandemic. Going forward, I urge this branch of government, this body, to set aside political agendas and instead focus on putting our time and energy on turning good, responsible ideas into public policies benefiting all people of Guam. Madam Speaker, this legislative branch should never serve as a rubber stamp for any administration. We have a duty to provide the checks and balances needed in our government through oversight and budgetary powers as well. We must never neglect our responsibility to protect every dollar entrusted in our care by the Guam taxpayers. We must never hesitate to make additional adjustments to the government budget as economic conditions dictate, because, Madam Speaker, as I've said repeatedly, we can't spend money we don't have. Madam Speaker, may we as leaders remember always the struggles thousands of Guamanians continue today to experience, especially with the rising cost of food, healthcare, fuel, utilities, almost everything else we need to support, that needs to support our families. Our collective work in this term has certainly revealed our priorities as leaders and the types of decisions we will have to make in the weeks and months ahead will demonstrate whether each of us as policymakers are serious about making Guam a better place to live, work, create memories with our families, friends, and neighbors. In closing, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my appreciation to our colleagues and the 36 Guam Legislature team, including the staff here at Central Files, as well as every staff that supports our senators. And to wish the very best on the new journey for those who will not be returning to the 36 on their new adventure I'm looking forward to serving you. With that, I'm also very excited to work together with our soon-to-be colleagues in the new legislature to move forward with the difficult but not impossible work of building a transparent, responsible, and responsive government. Madam Speaker, from my familia to yours, I wish you, our colleagues and family, and the people of Guam a safe and blessed Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Si Diyos masi.
Si Diyos masi. On announcements, just a reminder that as pursuant to the Organic Act, the inauguration for the 37th Guam Legislature will be at 10 a.m. on January 2nd. Are there any other announcements? Pardon? Okay, I thought, all right. Senator Moylan is recognized on extension of remarks.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, colleagues, for the 35th and my experience in the 35th and the 36th Guam Legislature were very interesting. Coming in the first time in the 35th with a 10-5 difference, 10-5 ladies and 10 Democrats and 5 Republicans and 5 guys. That was a wonderful experience to have and learn, and we made it through that session under the leadership at that time of Speaker Barnes. And I remember those meetings when I went into her office, and I was wondering why she was talking so loud, but I realized later she was yelling at me. But I heard her clearly of what she had to say, but still we had that time to talk and discuss and enjoy each other's experiences, and we still work together like we do today. So that leadership, I appreciate that during the 35th Guam Legislature, as well as the 36th Speaker. Thank you for the responsibilities that you took upon yourselves to accept the nominations and took the position to lead. We've all had a lot of bills that we wish to put to the floor and have public hearings with and make it to public laws. Some of mine made it, some of them didn't, but that's how it goes. I'm very pleased of my team working together and hard and helping us decide as a body in the 35th and 36th to make laws happen, especially those dealing with small businesses and taxes and the cost of licensing for people to excel in their businesses and qualifying certificates, basically economic bills to help our island grow. And to the most recent with the PPP and public-private partnerships to help our children with the football fields and improving quality of life for kids that want to have a good time and a safe time by performing the sports. This experience was something I'm so grateful for, to be part of the legislature, and I do applaud those that are moving forward and decided to continue on to the 37th Guam Legislature, to continue to serve the people of Guam, knowing the challenges that you've experienced in past legislations. And for those new ones coming on in, God bless you as well, willing to step up to the plate. And those challenges that you've experienced and I've experienced, I'm taking that to another responsibility, which I'm looking forward to serving the island as Guam. As the delegate, my responsibilities will be different, of course, but it's one representation for the people of Guam, and I look forward to working closely with my colleagues here in the legislature, as well as in the administration and in the mayor's office, and I look forward to coming back home a lot, especially to defrost and get warm and swim again once again, but more importantly, to be home with you folks and to discuss what's happening and how we can better help our island and the people of Guam respond and with responsible military buildup. So for our future, I hope that other people decide to step up, and I will be looking for other folks that are willing to take the responsibility and the role to become a senator of Guam. But we need new people to come to the legislature. We need folks that with our institution, with our knowledge, willing to help the people of Guam. And to the clerks, thank you so much. Your teaching, your your expressions, and most importantly, your patience with being, and I saw with the past two bodies, has been really helpful. You were able to guide and do the best things that you could to help lead us, so we do the right things for the people of Guam. So I thank you to the clerks as well. And finally, in closing, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone and Happy New Year. And whenever you're in Washington, D.C., my door is always open, as well as our district office will be as well. God bless you, and thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Majority Leader, Senator Nelson, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd just like to first thank God for giving me the opportunity to work in this esteemed position, to work for the people of Guam. I'd like to thank my family for being a constant guide and helping me through this, the deliberations and discernment, and also for their prayers. I couldn't have done it without them, most especially my grandfather, who I am very blessed is still alive today and is very, very well. And calling me up every day, 5 times a day. When things get very heated, checking on me, making sure I'm okay. And so, Papa, I thank you. I thank you for your love. I thank you for just always being there. And I also thank God for you being present still with us today. My grandmother, I'd like to thank her for her constant prayers, her kindness, you know, her being a constant reminder to always forgive, to turn the other cheek, and to love the enemy. She's really been a great example of that for me. And of course, my parents, my father, who is always defending me, and even at times when I love you, Dad. And also thank you to my mom for always being there, and my siblings also, they're very supportive. My mama Bree and my Auntie Naomi and my Auntie Fabe, thank you for always providing me some knowledge where I feel I was lacking. And to the people of Guam, I'd like to thank them. It has been a very challenging road, but I'd like to thank them for their constant support, their words of encouragement, even during the times when it seemed like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. It was, you know, it seems like God gave me a little angel that would approach me in public and say, hey, keep up the good work. And so thank you for that. And it has really been an honor and a privilege to serve you here. I look forward to serving the people in other capacities, and I hope that God will give me the grace to do so. I'd like to thank my colleagues also. I'll start with Senator Shelton because we're closer in age. Senator Shelton, thank you very much for always being there. You know a lot about my history and my personal life, and you've always been a good ear to listen to, especially with the dynamics of this job, imparting your perspective really helped me through some of the most challenging debates that we've had. Senator Torres, it's been an honor to work with you. Really, I learned from you, the importance of decorum, and handing manners in a very professional and unbiased way. And so I thank you for that. Speaker, of course, we haven't always agreed, and it seemed like this term was a little bit more rough than the previous ones, but it was good. It was a good opportunity to serve with you, knowing that you really do your best to see past yourself and to help the people. So thank you for that. Senator Barnes, one thing I learned is that you're always open to and welcoming others, and really the knack that you have when we go out in public and just go out there into the crowds with a smile on your face. Forgetting all of the troubles that you have, all of the personal challenges that you have, and just taking on the job really is a good testament for me to put my own personal issues aside and to go out there and to remember that we serve the people. I didn't think I'd say this, but Senator Brown and Senator Taitigui, I have to put you two together. But it's always good to have someone on the floor with your perspective. If we all agree, then really there's no progress being made. So I thank you for that. Senator Pito Terlahi, it was really an honor to work with one of our Sainas in this legislature, really reminding us of that, that there are bigger things in life, and we just drive forward. Yeah, and with that being said, almost forgot, Senator Duenas, these past couple months have been really a challenge for me, and thank you for always being there, and really, I didn't know you before, but you are a very good man. You're a very good man with a very good heart, and I thank you for always being honest and very candid. And whenever I came to you and asked you really for the truth, because sometimes we need things straightforward. We don't need to have to navigate through the mud. You gave it straightforward, and I appreciate that. That's what we need in more of our politicians, is to just be straightforward and honest. So I thank you for those examples. They say it takes a community to raise a child and a village to raise a child, and really that's the story of me growing up. Is I was raised by a village, and I owe a lot of the good things in my life to my family, and also I see that here in the legislature. We all have different qualities, but I believe that we all have the same mission and vision, and that's to serve the people of Guam in the best way we can. Whether we agree on policy, whether we agree on how people handle certain situations, those things are moot, because we all agree that we're here to serve the people, and this term was an embodiment of that. And then the reason why I say that is because we went through some difficult and controversial policies in this term, and in the end, I believe we are still able to shake hands and wish each other well. And so really, this has been one of the most adventurous terms working in this body. I do want to say something, because it was mentioned earlier, that for me, when it comes to life, there is no gray area. There is no black and white. I know that most of our job, we try to find a way to meet the people's needs in certain ways, but when it comes to life, there's no gray area. And when we teach these things to the youth about life, about the right to choice, this ideology is a huge challenge, because essentially what we're teaching them is that in uncertain circumstances, in a crisis, that there's another option, and that option is death. And when we remove the option of hope, which is fundamental for life to begin and end, what are we doing for our society as we move forward? We need to start promoting hope in life. And so, Merry Christmas to everyone, and Happy New Year, and God bless you all.
One minute recess. back from recess. Majority Leader, Senator Nelson, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I make a motion to recess until 10 a.m. on December 29th so that the body can entertain any other items on our agenda or any actions taken on the bills that we transmit today to the governor. Thank you.
And for further extension of remarks on that day.
And for further extension remarks, naturally.
On that motion to recess until December 29 at 10 a.m., is there any objection? Seeing no objection, I want to say thank you to all of you for the work on this session, and Merry Christmas, and we are recessed until December 29, 10 a.m.